Hello, everyone. This is Princess Farron, and it's time to uncover everything about one of the most mysterious characters of love and deep space. I'm talking about Astra. Is Astra a friend, a foe, or a future love interest? To find out, we will lift off, traverse the deep space tunnel, and delve into myth, secret times, as well as Greek and Hindi folklore. So, have your guns at the ready and prepare to shoot at any wonders that might appear. Pew, pew, pew. Okay, first off, we must talk about Zayne's myth, the Tower of Secrets, because this is where we get the majority of information about Astra. In the myth, we get access to excerpts of Philos, the tome of the Foreseer. Namely, we see that under Astra's command, may the Foreseer deliver his, Astra's, will, for that is his, the Foreseer's, fate. We learn that the almighty Astra ordered the Foreseer to act as the emissary of the divine. Zayne was therefore supposed to convey Astra's prophecies to the royal family of Philos. Zayne is merely described as a tool for Astra to use. However, the Foreseer Zayne mentions that Astra doesn't write his own story. The imagination of mortals is what remains in the sands of time. So that means that mortals don't really know who Astra is or how powerful he is. We are even told that people actually light sky candles in order to praise Astra. As a matter of fact, MC, the main character, tries to send a sky candle floating so that the god Astra could attend her request, but it ends up breaking and falling to the ground soon after its launch. It's almost like Astra shows his disappointment at the MC and Zayne's slowly growing proximity that is shown in the myth. Besides that, it is also mentioned that it was the MC's curiosity that almost led to her demise, showing just how far that god is apparently willing to go. Another point that I would like to mention in the Tower of Secrets myth is the flower field. It's stated that when MC is seeing a field of jasmines, she has entered an illusion created by words alone. In that illusion, Zayne says that he only remembers one moment with the jasmine, a moment that has happened in a cycle again and again throughout several of his lifetimes. However, he never remembers what happens after he kisses the jasmine, and that is why the flowers don't bloom. Now, why couldn't that be? I mean, the flowers, why don't they bloom? It's because Astra controls the cycle of time, and in doing so, tries to control what happens to the main character. I think that's also why Astra forbids the Foreseer from seeing into his own future, precisely because Astra knows what happens. Zayne and the main character always fall in love. And Astra is clearly trying to prevent that from happening, whether that is with Zayne, as we're talking about his miss, I'm going to talk about Zayne, or another love interest. So, therefore, when the Foreseer Zayne even dares to imagine leaving the Tower of Thorns, as MC asks him about that possibility, Astra punishes him immediately by ensnaring him in thorns that pierce through his torso and limbs. Later in the myth, it's also worth noticing that following revelation, that Astra gifted one of his eyes to the Foreseer, that eye being the Creatio Protocore that flashed when the MC asked Zayne if he ever wanted to leave the tower. Now, what does that bring to mind? Ta-ta-ta-ta! The eye that we have seen several times in the main story. The eye that is always focused on the main character. Isn't that right? What do you think? We see in the first 8 chapters of the story, in Silas's branch, also now in Caleb's. It's always present. Through the prophecies, Astra shows his will and deems everyone who disobeys a sinner. And he knows very well who disobeys because he's always watching to discover when the actions of the main character and the closest people around her stop her from fulfilling the role Astra wishes her to embrace. Still regarding the creation protocol, it's revealed that it drains MC's power away. And here, just a thought, but maybe ever is actually trying to reverse that in the present, as they intend MC to be a sort of weapon who is capable of absorbing different evil powers. So, in the present, is more a situation in which it is the MC who drains others' powers. Back to the myth. The Foreseer Zane states that the power of Astra can curse destiny itself, but it can also be used to ruin his own plans. This may be a subtle hint to what Astra's intentions truly are. To frame this a little better, it's important to mention Astra's also subtle appearance in Zane's dream in his story branch, Thorns Under Moon, in which we hear a mysterious voice that at least I immediately associated with Astra. The voice goes, "You shouldn't throw yourself into danger just for her. Seek your destiny. Only then can you be redeemed." I mentioned in my video Fallen Gods that perhaps the reason behind Zane's suffering is Astra's jealousy. So maybe Astra is Xavier's brother as they share the same jealousy? Just kidding about this one. Or am I? Speaking of Xavier, another important memory to decipher Astra, in my opinion, is Xavier's secret time dreaming. In it, Xavier says, Astria's final trials are getting harder with each passing years. These trials he refers to were issued by Astria's Knight Academy. In this memory, we are presented with the name Astria, and that is just too similar a name to Astra, so my initial thoughts were that Astria should be related, should be part of Astra's family. And guess what? I actually found out some interesting information about it. So it's time now for a little history lesson if you care to join. Buckle up, for we are going deeper into the deep space tunnel. So the historical meaning of Astra is Astra Planeta, meaning wandering stars or planets. These planets were the Wanderers, and here is another connection to the name given to the creatures we are constantly fighting in the game, the Wanderers. The Astra Planeta were the children of Eos and Astrios. They were the younger siblings of the Anemoi. They are the personification of the classical planets. And in Greek and Roman mythology, Astraios or Astraios, meaning starry, was a titan of astronomy and astrology. He was also the god of dusk, and he was the husband of his cousin Eos, and by her he is the father of Astria, which is pretty much the same as Astria, with simply a slightly different spelling. Besides Astria as well, he fathered the Anemoi and the Astra Planeta that we mentioned before. Astraios participated in the War of Titans and was imprisoned in Tartarus for this. And once again, we have another place that is sort of elusive to the game. If I remember, Tara City. In this case, it's related to Sylus prisons on the deep parts of Philos. Tartarus, Taurus, it's too similar a name, once again. Now, going back a little bit, let's talk about Astria. Astria in ancient Greek means starry or star-like, and she is a daughter of Astraios and Eos. She's the virgin goddess of justice, innocence, purity, and precision. She is remembered as the last immortal who dwelled on Earth in the times of the Golden Race and the Silver Age when mankind prospered. Again, the MC is immortal, as her soul apparently can continuously reincarnate in her body. Right? Another connection. Back to Astria. Disillusioned with the greed of mankind, Astria decided to abandon humanity for good and take her place among the stars as the constellation Virgo, also known as the Maiden, with the star Spica as the ear of the corn she holds. But that's not where the relevance of Astra ends, historically and lore wise, because in Hinduism, Astra is a supernatural weapon imbued with spiritual and occult powers and presided over by a specific deity. These celestial weapons are granted by gods to select individuals, usually warriors or divine beings, for the protection of Dharma, righteousness, or during battles against evil forces. In what concerns love and deep space, I think they drew inspiration from this lore and instead made Astra a god and the main character the powerful weapon that everyone wants to get a hold of, particularly ever, as we all know. I don't know if you think this makes sense, but I, for one, really do. As for Astra's ever present control and jealousy, could this mean he's going to be the sixth love interest because he and the MC were actually lovers when they were in the starry heavens? That is a possibility, right? What do you think? And that's it. We're finally about to land back on Earth. So if you enjoyed this little trip, like and subscribe. And tell me what your thoughts are about Astra. I'm very curious to know about that. This is Princess Farron signing out. Take care and good gaming. Bye.